Hello, my star family. I hope you guys are doing well. If you're new here, my name is Petra, and welcome to Rockin' with the Stars. We are so happy to have you join the Star family because we are what? Blessed and highly favored over here. And if you believe that as well, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And also share to all the people you know are blessed and highly favored. As you can see, we do have three different options. We're doing a pick a card reading. What I would like you guys to do is go ahead and look at whatever animal is speaking to you right now. So just take a moment to meditate on whatever animal is calling you towards. So this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So you can pause the video, take a moment, and don't choose with your eyes, choose with your gut, choose with your intuition. And whatever animal that's speaking to you, it can definitely be more than one pal. So don't think that it only has to be one pal. Take your time, sit with yourself, and meditate on whatever animal is calling you towards. I can read out the messages for you to see what is even speaking towards you right now. So for pile number 1 is the dog, and that is the friend. It says, today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. So if this resonates for you, then you are pile number 1. For pile number 2, that is the grizzly bear, and that is all about power. It says, I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. So if that resonates for you, then you are pile number 2. For pile number 3, that is the tiger, and that's all about fire. It says, I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. Take a moment and meditate on whatever option. It can be more than one, like I said. Whatever option has been speaking to you guys, go ahead and think of that pal, and we'll get right into it. Hello, pal number 1. If you chose dog, you are pal number 1. We're going to start off reading from the book. It is the Spirit of the Animal Oracle book, and it has all the different meanings for all the animals that shows up on this channel, okay? So we're going to read dog. So if you chose dog, it says, the dog is all about friendship, protection, discerning, playful, loyal, reliable, obedient, vocal, brave, constant, love. When we think of the word dog, it is often followed by the term best friend. Dog people are some of the best companions any of us can have. Those with dog as totem have a tremendous capacity to love. Dog people are often found helping others and serving humanity. They have an uncanny ability to know the character of others, sniff out problems, and sense the truth. Dogs have acute hearing. This gift helps alert others to impending danger. If dog is your totem, you are a protector, friend, and playmate. When you don't like someone, you are very vocal about it. You easily forgive the shortcomings of the human family. You are brave in the face of danger. Dog people have a very kind and loyal nature that can be taken advantage of. Watch out for this and remember to love and protect yourself as well. With dog as totem, you may be drawn to a life of service and will be devoted to your friends and your worthy mission. Contrary, have you forgotten to be your own best friend and take care of yourself? Are others taking advantage of your generous nature? You can say no. Have you been barking too much? You can play more. Don't let others abuse your loyalty. All right, so if that resonated with you, then you chose the correct pal. And sorry, y'all, like, I got a cut yesterday, so don't mind the fingernail. But yeah, so if this resonates for you, then dog is your pal. So we're going to get into it. We're going to ask Spirit what all the people who has dog as their totem needs to hear right now. So this is Spirit Animal Messages that pal number 1 needs to hear. So let's start with that. All right, Spirit, what is pal number 1? Dog people as their totem. What does pal number 1 need to hear right now? So the first card that came out says, be, feel, receive abundance. All that you desire is achievable. Let me get one more, Spirit. Oops. All right. So we got these 2 cards. It says, time to do it differently. Go beyond what you have done before. All right. So the message Spirit, your spirit animal is telling you right now is literally, it's time for you to, 1, be the person that you wish to be. Yes, we know that you are a protector. Yes, we know you are a loyal friend. We know that you show up for others, but now it's time for you to pour into yourself and be the person you wish to see. You know, be the person that you would like to show up as in the world, you know? And I feel like with dog people, we are always, you know, the dog people can always come up as, you know, being a protector and holding it down and stuff like that for everybody around us. But sometimes you can tend to forget about yourself. So now Spirit is telling you it's time for you to be and feel your feelings, feel your emotions, let it go through you so you can receive the abundance that you deserve. Okay? Because all that you desire is achievable. All that you desires you. It's only a matter of you doing it, you doing the necessary work. What things that you've done in the past, you know, no longer works for you anymore. It's time for you to do it differently. Spirit said it's time for you to do it differently. It's not to quit, but it's just to redirect you to something that will work. So it's time for you to do it differently. It's time for you to go beyond what you have done before. You know, and a lot of times, you know, we can put limitations on ourselves by saying like, oh, I show up as the person, I show up as the friend, the loyal friend, I show up as this is who I am. And y'all attach yourselves to that identification of being the loyal friend, of being the person that always shows up for others. And a lot of times that can build up resentment because you haven't poured into yourself. You're constantly giving, and pouring into other people. And you're not going after something that you truly desire, you truly want for your life, you know? So it's all about balance, you know? And once you decide to pour into yourself and you see how you usually be operating no longer works for you anymore, it's time for you to do it differently. It's time for you to pour into yourself. And the people who are used to you showing up for other people and pouring into them, if they decide to switch up, then they weren't somebody that was supposed to be with you for the long term, you know? They were only with you for that season of you over giving, you know, pouring into their cup. Now that you're pouring into your own cup and it's a problem, now you know that that person did not really want to see you at your fullest potential, at your highest potential. It's time for you to do something different, show up as your authentic self, you know, and conquer the world. Because everything that you desire, that you truly desire in the depths of you, is literally on the other side of fear. It's only a matter of, are you willing to face that fear and show up authentically yourself and do the work? All right, so let's see what else Spirit wants to tell my pal number 1. All right, Spirit, what does my pal number 1 need to hear right now? Please and thank you. There's too many cards. I get the first one though. Alrighty. I want to get one more. Alright, Spirit. Spirit gave me 3. So we'll go ahead and go into details about what all showed up. All right, so the first card that decided to show up is good things to come. So you have good things to come. Literally what it's all been saying. You have your blessings that's coming around. So the message says, there are so many amazing gifts coming my way. I can't see them now because I respect the general convention of not peeking under wrapping paper. But they will show up when the time is just right. And that's when I'll remember how much fun it is to be surprised. Literally. So Spirit is saying your blessings are literally coming your way. It's a matter of divine timing. It will show up at the perfect timing. Just how the energy shifted and just how you decided like, okay, it's time for me to show up authentically myself. That's when Spirit will be like, okay, she's ready. He's ready to step into his power. She's ready to step into her power, you know, like now she deserves the gift that's coming to her. Now she deserves all the blessings that's coming to her because she decided to do something differently in order to achieve all that she desires, all that he desires. All right. And then the next card that came out says generosity. So with generosity, it says, I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. All right. And with generosity coming out, it just ties into what I said before, you know, like pile number 1, y'all are always showing up for everybody. Y'all are always generously over giving to everybody that's around you. And most of the times, like it leaves you depleted. It leaves you like, okay, but who's going to show up for me? Who's going to save me at the end of the day? You know, I'm always the one that's showing up for everybody else, but who is showing up for me? So like I said, it goes back to balancing. Yes, you can definitely be generous with your time and energy, but if you're over giving constantly and you're not fulfilling your own cup, then that's when it will lead to depletion. And then that will lead to resentment. Like, okay, like it's y'all fault. It's y'all fault for taking the things that I'm giving. But it's like, no, they're only taking because you are giving. So now you have to set those boundaries. Like, okay, I shouldn't give too much, you know, give what your heart desires, but don't over give, you know, don't go over give to the point that you're already on E and you're still trying to give. Like, no, you're already empty. There's no energy left. You're not pouring into yourself because you're constantly showing up for everybody else. So it's like, where is the time and energy for you to pour into yourself? You don't have any because you have too many takers that's around you that's taking all of these, taking all the things that you give out willingly, you know? And then the last card that says to follow your heart. I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust that the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes, and when it seems like it's taking too long to get where I want, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. Absolutely. So pile number 1, like literally what it says, feel like that's you going within and seeing like, okay, does this feel right? Does this path feel right to me? Does me moving into another direction feels right to me? Does it feel like this is what I want to do? You know, so sometimes you have to ask, most of the times you have to ask yourself, like, what feels right to my soul? Like, you have to follow your heart and you have to have faith that whatever is on the other side of fear will come out okay. Like, you will be perfectly okay. Because a lot of times people don't follow their heart because they're scared of the outcome. You're scared of the unknown. But it's like, if you have faith in the universe, you have faith in God, you have faith in spirit, that spirit will lead you exactly where you need to be at the right place at the right time, then there's nothing to absolutely worry about. You have to follow your heart. If your heart is telling you like, okay, no, it's time for me to separate myself from this person, place, or thing so I can be able to pour into myself, then there is coming up for a reason. Those feelings are coming up for a reason. It's time for you to follow your heart and go exactly where your heart needs to be, you know, where your heart is calling you to be. Okay, now let's get into the tarot. Let's see. Let's see, Spirit. What does pile number 1 need to hear? All right, Spirit. What does pile number 1 need to hear? All right. So, all right. So we got these cards that came out. So we can start off with the Tower. So the Tower came out, and this makes a lot of sense that the Tower is coming out. Like, for pile number 1, I've been telling you guys that there's a change of direction. You know, like, you guys may be feeling like you're overgiving, you know, you're pouring into somebody else, you're pouring into too many different things, or you have so many different projects that's going on at the same time. And now divine intervention is stepping in like, okay, that foundation of you overgiving, it can no longer work because you don't have the energy to be giving to these people, places, and things no more. So now that Tower is coming in to break it all down, like, because once that Tower comes in and steps forward, it's time to build another foundation. It's time for a sturdier foundation to be built. So it's not the end of the world, it's just the end of that cycle. It's the end of that season. Now it's time for you to start another season. It's death and rebirth. So with that Tower coming in and then the Lovers right next, that makes a lot of sense. It's like after that Tower, you're able to see why, you know, and the Lovers can indicate that, you know, a relationship might be coming in or whatever, but also it can be a relationship to yourself. You know, you pouring into yourself, you filling your own cup, and you not worried about everybody else that's outside of you that needs help, you know, because at the end of the day, you need to help yourself before you're able to help everybody else. So this Lover coming up is like, you need to do some self-love. It's time for you to do some self-love. You know, showing up for everybody around you is nice. It's good and all. It's dandy. It's good and all to be in service for everybody else, but if you're not pouring into yourself, it's just like, how are you able to show up 100% yourself to help other people? Like, it can't happen. So with the Lovers coming in, Spirit is saying it's time for you to pour into yourself. It's time for you to do the self-love. It's time for you to take yourself out on a date. You know, why do you have to always have somebody with you? Go to the movies, go to an event, you know, that you've always wanted to go to. Like I said, like your desires, everything that you desire for yourself, you do that. Don't wait until somebody else to come in to do those, you know, things for you or to take you out on dates and stuff like that. You need to always be pouring into yourself first, more than anything. All right. And then the Hangman in reverse ties into literally underneath it was saying it's time to do it differently. With the Hangman upright, it's saying like, okay, you know, basically it's just like, oh my goodness, like the world is crumbling, but you know, you're not able to see the bigger picture. You're just saying that the world that you've always had, that you was always living in, completely gone to shit. You know, that's what you're seeing in upright. But in reverse, it's saying like, okay, like I see the bigger picture. I have a different perspective. That's why I see it's enlightenment. Like you have a bigger picture. You're able to understand why things have to fall. Things have to break down with that Tower. Things had to crumble in order for me to understand why it didn't work. And that's regarding a relationship, friendship, you know, a job, whatever the case may be for you. You're able to see the bigger picture. And it's good to have that enlightenment because it's not going to always be like, oh, I'm the victim or, you know, I did them wrong or nothing like that. No, all of these things is divine intervention. These things had to happen this way so you can be able to pour into yourself. That's why the Tower moments happen, you know? And with the High Priestess, that makes a lot of sense. Look, with the High Priestess is saying like, you're receiving those downloads because you decide to pour into yourself through self-love. You sit down with yourself and you go into hermit mode for a little bit so you're able to hear and listen to your heart, because this whole journey is for you guys to listen to your heart. You know, not just play the role of the dog, not just play the role as a loyal friend, not just play the role as being a protector of everybody else. You know, it's time for you to protect yourself. It's time for you to pour into yourself. Be loyal to you. So now you'll be able to receive these downloads from spirit and figure out what it is, what's next to do. Because even the Three of Wands is saying like, okay, I'm ready for the world. I'm ready to see throughout this vast ocean of possibilities. I'm ready to take action. And with the Three of Wands, is basically about that taking action. Like, you have this passion that's ignited in you, that's been burning and that's been buried so deep, and you haven't been doing anything. So now it's time for you to take action. Now it's time for you to do something differently. You know, like, it's time for you to surrender to the divine and go where, you know, your heart tells you to go, you know, like, let go and let God, you know, let God lead the way, you know. And by you taking this leap of faith, that will lead you to all the blessings and all the desires that you want and more. Keep on showing up authentically yourself. It's time for you to pour into yourself and follow your heart. You will never go wrong by doing those things. But that is all I have for you guys, pile number 1. If this resonates, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Y'all stay flowing, glowing, and growing. Bye. Hello, my pile number 2. So if you chose pile number 2, this is the bear, the grizzly bear. So first, we're going to go ahead and start off with what it says in the spirit of the oracle book about the grizzly bear. So stay tuned for that message. All right, so grizzly bear is all about power, fearless, strength, perseverance, commanding, initiation, intuition, introspection, dream time, nurturing, protective, recluse in winter. The grizzly bear is a tremendous totem for strength and wisdom. A person with this totem is an old soul with many lessons already learned. Awakened intuition and introspection combine with primordial power in grizzly people. In winter, bears hibernate and birth their young while sleeping and dreaming. One of the most dedicated mothers in the wild, Grizzly shows fierce protection and tenderness toward her young. Grizzly bears emerge in spring with new wisdom from the dream time, which gives the grizzly person a strong link to spirit. They are often the chosen totem of shamans. Another obvious lesson from grizzly is their need for time alone. Bear mastery reaches full potential only after many lives dedicated to their inner journey. At that time, the soul bursts into the light and becomes a blessing to all who are fortunate enough to know and be loved by these incredible beings. Contrary, are you grumpy? Don't let a busy life steal your peace. Have you been listening to the advice from others and lost your connection to your own inner knowing? Have you lost your dream? Travel to the dream lodge to reawaken your own greatest self. All right, so that is about the pile number 2. So pile number 2, you chose the grizzly bear. So if that message resonates, then you definitely chose the right pile. So we're gonna go get into it and see what the grizzly bear people need to hear right now. Okay, what do my pile number 2? My pile number 2 need to hear right now. So we got one card that just came out. Let me get one more card, Spirit. All right, pile number 2. You guys already starting off with synchronicity. So let's see. So the first card, and sorry, you guys, don't mind the band-aid, y'all, okay? Like, I hurt myself yesterday, but it's all good. So the first card that came out, it says, see with your heart, the time is now to hear the messages, and that is a number 2. That's why I said y'all already starting off with synchronicities, pile number 2. And the next card that came out says, Be authentic. Your way is the only way for you. And that number is number 11, which simplifies to a number 2. So pile number 2, I'm already hearing exactly what spirit needs to tell you right now. You know, like we already know this is about power, you know? So this is about power. This is about, you know, honoring your intuition and actually seeing with your heart so you can listen to the messages. A lot of times we see how things happen and stuff like that, and we don't trust our intuition. We don't trust what we're actually seeing and hearing, you know? We just take it like, oh, that's probably just a coincidence or whatever. And it's just like, no, like you have that power. You are intuitive. You are someone who looks within. You are someone who hears the messages and are able to understand and decipher the messages that not many people are able to, or not many people are even awakened to, you know, because everybody has the abilities to, you know, to be intuitives and stuff like that, but a lot of people are not awakened to their abilities. But if you chose grizzly bear, that is, like I said, is a totem for shamans, you know, like bears are spiritually connected to the divine, you know? So it's like, if you intuitively chose the grizzly bear pile number 2, you are an intuitive. It's time for you to trust your guidance, trust your intuition, and see with your heart. You know, you have to hear the messages. Not only that, it's time for you to be authentically you. A lot of times, you know, us being intuitive, we don't want to show up as, you know, the healer that we are. We try to mask it during all these different things that's outside of us. And it's just like, no, like, you know what's going to bring you fulfillment. You know, you are interested in whatever that you're interested in, whether it's like, you know, looking within, whatever the case may be, you know, tarot, just whatever, you know, and you are now being called to start showing up authentically yourself. You know, it's time for you to figure out that your way is the only way for you. You cannot continue to, you know, attach yourself to other people that surround you and try to do it their way, because it's not going to work. You know, like it might look like that. It might be perceived as, oh, it's working out fine, until you get to a point where it's just like, okay, like what's going on? Like nothing is happening. I'm not getting my manifestations. I'm not getting the blessings that I desire. That's because you are not showing up authentically yourself. So now it's time for you to see the messages, hear the messages. I accidentally said initiation, but I'm using that as like, what's the word? What's that phrase? You know, when you accidentally say something and it wasn't meant to say that, you wasn't meant to say that. I forgot what the phrase was. I couldn't think of the word while I was recording, but it popped into my head like spirit does. Like sometimes you have to like go about your day and then eventually the answer pops into your head. So the word I was trying to think of was Freudian slip. So sometimes, you know, look that up. Basically it's just like, you know, you accidentally say something else, but it's just like it's not an accident, because there's no accidents. You were meant to say that word that you said, you know, instead of the word that you wanted to say. So that is what happened when I said initiation instead of intuition. So yeah, I accidentally said initiation, and that in a sense is basically what it is. Initiation to awakening to your true power. It's time for you to step out. It's time for you to tap into your power, like this power that you already knew that you had all this time. So pile number 2, like I said, like spirit is saying the time is now. It's not time for you to go back into hermit mode and, you know, hide behind all these different things, behind all these masks and stuff. It's time for you to step out and step into your power. All right. Now, what else does pile number 2 need to hear right now, Spirit? All right, Spirit, what does pile number 2 need to hear? Alrighty. So the 2 cards that came out, it says, don't take it personally, and ups and downs. All right. Oh, 3 cards. I'm sorry. I didn't even see this. All right. So we got 3 cards that came out. The last card was playfulness. All right, so the first card, it says, don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just pooped their pants. Yeah, that's probably it. That is so funny, and I'm glad that this card came out specifically because it's so easy to take things personally in life, and this just takes me to the book that I started reading, but I haven't even gotten to this chapter yet. I'm reading the Four Agreements. I forgot his name. I don't know what the book is by, but I'm sure you guys heard it. So the four agreements, and they tell you like what agreements that we need to adhere to, in order to live a more successful life, I guess, like a more fulfilling life, a more peaceful life. And the first agreement is be impeccable with your words, and that alone, they say it's the hardest one, because in a sense it is, we can say things and a lot of times we don't mean the things that we say, but it's like you said it. You have to be very impeccable with your words and be very intentional with the words that you speak. Because a lot of things we say things that just, say all these things that just fly out, and it's just like, okay, but you just said that you were going to be impeccable with your words, but when you get into traffic you say this, that, and the third to somebody, because they cut you off in traffic, so it's stuff like that. But the second one it said don't take things personal. Don't take things personally. And I haven't even read that chapter yet, and I've been holding off on it, but it's time. Like, Spirit is telling me now, like, it's time for me to read that chapter. Because a lot of times we go through this life, and like I said, like, and I even touched on this a little bit in pile number 1. So I said, like, we can take these things personally, and it don't even be about us, like it doesn't even be about us. Everybody has their own individual thing that they're going through in life right now. So say, for example, somebody stopped talking to you, or this person just decided to, distance themselves from you or whatever. Those type of things are not for you to take it personally, because you will have days, you will have time periods where you have to be reclusive with your time and your energy. So you're going to be absent in other people's life, So imagine if somebody was taking it personally by you being absent in their lives. No, like in this thing called life, we should not take it personally. We should not identify with, oh, this person did this to me, so I'm the victim. So now you identify as a victim. No, in all actuality, that person just had shit that she had to go through. That person, he had shit that he had to go through. It's not a personal thing. Life is so much easier when you don't take things personally. Just take it as what it is and keep it moving, And then the next one, it says ups and downs. I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it. Yes, the ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they're also what makes things fun and interesting. And when you look back, even puking on yourself makes for a good story. Yes, I say this all the time. Like, I say this all the time. With this life, there has to be balance. You can't only have ups. You can't only have an up season. It has to be a balance in everything. So you will have those moments where things will be low, very low. And you will have those moments where things will be high. And that's the balance of it all. You just have to be grateful that you are living right now, that you are here on earth, Like, we are lucky to be on here to do the things that we want to do, to fulfill whatever karmic depths or whatever the case may be for us. But most of the time it is karmic depths to experience. We came here to experience, to get those knowledge. So yeah, we are very lucky to even be on here. So for you to only look at the bad instead of both, that's doing yourself a disservice, because they work hand in hand. You have to have the bad moments so you can appreciate the good moments, and vice versa, And then the last card, it says playfulness. I am a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins put sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. She sure do, okay? Like, yes, Mary Poppins knew what the fuck she was talking about. Because it's so true, though. Like I said, in order for you to appreciate the good moments, you have to have the bad moments. And while you're experiencing those bad moments, all you can do is hope for the best. And you know that you're not gonna stay in that bad moment. So it's just a balancing thing. While you're in those bad moments, choose to play, choose to do things that will lift your spirits, because you don't have to only just like let the bad moments consume you and stay in that bad moment, because that's when depression, anxiety, and all these other things come up. It's up to you to be a playful participant in your life. Do things that bring you joy. That's what it's all about. We came here to have an experience. It's up to you to have a great experience, or an experience where you're just only going through trials and tribulations in every season. That sucks. I would not want to do that at all. But if I'm going through a bad season, I'm going to be like, oh, it's only going to get better from here. Like, this is the bottom. It's all it's going to do is go up, from there. It can't get worse than that. But if that's my mentality, then that's what it will be. If my mentality is that, oh, here's another bad moment, I'm gonna watch the next moment be bad, then that's what the universe is gonna give you, because the universe is gonna give you exactly what your vibration is. If you're vibrating and on a frequency that's just like, oh, everybody's out to get me, I wake up and boom, like I'm ready to fight. I wake up and everybody's just ready to just turn my mood negative, then that's what the universe will project back to you, because that is your vibration. All right, so pile number 2. Let's get into your tarot and let's see what else Spirit needs to tell you right now, okay? All right, Spirit, what does pile number 2 need to hear? All right. All right. And as far as reversals and stuff like that, I will see what needs to be reversed when it comes out, because sometimes it's a feeling. That's how I go by. All right, so let's see. All right, so starting with the star. So yes, we have the star coming out. So for pile number 2, what I'm getting right now is you guys were put in a situation where you're just like helpless. Like, with the 5 of Swords coming out as well, it was just like you were helpless. You were stressed, depressed. You were just like, why is my life the way that it is? So you were seeking that guidance. You were seeking the divine. You were praying to God, like, why is my life the way that it is? And God answered. Spirit spoke. Spirit spoke. And let me tell you what Spirit said. Spirit said, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles coming out, Spirit said, you are the creator of your reality. The Wheel of Fortune is however you turn that wheel. Like I said, like I literally just said, if you want to have a life where it's just like everything bad always happens, that is what the universe will project back to you. The wheel, look at her. She's turning the wheel in her favor. You can turn it in a favor that negatively impacts you. The choice is yours. And when she got that message, when you receive that message from the divine, you're able to internalize with that's given third eye chakra, that's given that awakening. Like, okay, I understand that I am the creator of my reality. It's up to me. It's up to me to create a reality that's not always going through pain, that's not always stuck in these karmic cycles. It's up to me. You are intuitive, pile number 2. Like we already said, pile number 2, you guys are intuitive. You guys know with your heart what is the right choice and what is like not necessarily a bad choice, but what is a choice that's going to keep you stuck in a cycle. So by you being awakened to your inner power, your inner truth, you being initiated, like it's time for me to actually actively do the work to create a life where I love what I see every day I wake up. I have all that I desire every day I wake up. So with that Ace of Wands, opening that third eye and basically being a reflection of your inner self being a reflection in your outer world. That's why that third eye has to open, because you're able to look in the mirror and see, like, okay, I understand why I'm attracting these people. I understand why, these relationships always fail. These friendships always fail. I understand because it's me. It's me projecting the world that I want to see in a negative way. Now, you taking control of your power, you honing in on your abilities, you tapping into the divine now, and you creating a world where you get those blessings. Now those blessings are able to come to you. Ace of Pentacles. Pile number 2, the blessings are literally right around the corner. It's up to you to do the work. Create the reality that you wish to see. Speak the world that you want to see. That's a phrase that I've been saying lately. I'm just like, I love that phrase. Speak the world that you want to see, and so shall it be. So shall it be. You will get the pentacles. You will get the blessings. You will get that happy relationship. You will get those friendships, those loving friendships, that loving family. You will get that. All that and more, because all that you desire wants you as well. All right, but pile number 2, that is all I have for you guys today. If this message resonates, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And also share it to anybody you feel may need to hear this message right now. I will see you guys next time. Y'all stay flowing, glowing, and growing. Bye. Hello, my pile number 3. So I see you chose the Tiger, which is all about fire. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and read what it says from the Spirit of the Animals or the Oracle book, and we'll see what it says for Tiger. So stay tuned for the message. All right, so Tiger is all about strength, will, stealth, invisibility, passion, sexuality, yin, yang, balance, fluid movement, fiery devotion, solitary ambition, fierce, determined. If you have Tiger as totem, know that you are accompanied by a fierce guardian. Solitary lords of the jungle, tigers are symbols for royalty, dominance, and passion. They are born helpless and blind, and later develop heightened senses and inner sight to survive. Tiger people are naturally clairvoyant. They are aware of many unseen things and can sense the extraordinary opportunities around them. When you meet a tiger person, expect them to stare through you to your deepest soul. Tiger people need time alone to regenerate their tremendous energy. If Tiger is your totem, you need a lot of solitude. You are afraid of nothing, and your determination is astounding. You are a famous lover, and your passions are intense. Do not exhaust yourself sprinting through life. It may be better for you to stalk your dreams steadily to conserve your power. Tiger medicine helps you to balance your dark and light stripes, your yin and yang, your time in the world and your time alone, your fierceness and gentleness, and your aggression and peace. Call upon Tiger to teach you to move tirelessly and steadily through life. Adventure, beauty, grace, passion, and power are natural to the one who has Tiger as totem. Contrary, are you tired from rushing around? Rest. Have your passions gotten the better of you? Is your aggressive nature getting you in trouble? Remember to keep your life in balance. All right, pile number 3. So, yes, like it said, so if that message resonates, then you chose the correct pile, okay? So we're going to get right into it and see what you need to hear right now from Spirit. All right, Spirit, so what does pile number 3 need to hear right now? Please and thank you. And sorry about the Band-Aid, y'all. Like, my finger got scratched yesterday, so bear with me, okay? All right, pile number 3. Spirit, what does pile number 3 need to hear right now? Let me get one more, Spirit. All right, so the first card that came out says, you are here for a purpose. Learning, realizing what matters to you. Card number 20. The second card that came out is number 34, and it says, let love be your guide. Live a life from love, guided by love. All right, pile number 3. So, Spirit is already talking right now. So, what I'm getting right now is literally you may have doubts right now, you know, debating on what is your purpose? What am I called to do? Like, what am I called to to be doing here on earth, you know? You might have been contemplating, you know, your passions and contemplating what is it that you actually want to fulfill on in this lifetime, you know? So it might be regarding career or just what you know, how you want to see your life. So you might have had questions, asking Spirit, asking God, like, what is it that I want to do here? But in actuality, you are here for a purpose. And you know within what that purpose is. But I'm going to give you a little hint. The purpose of you being here is to be authentically yourself with all the passions, with all the fierceness, all of this. And you might be a fire sign as well, because it's giving heavy fire. It's giving passion. All right. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you might be a fire sign. You are here to be your authentic self, your full embodiment of you. Okay. And that's you showing up as love, doing what you love, sharing the love with others. That is what you are called to do. If you were having questions and whatever doesn't feel right, you know, whatever doesn't feel as if like you are doing it out of love, that is simply not for you. That is not for you to be doing, you know? So if you were having questions about that, then that is your answer. You have to go based off of how you feel. Like, as a fire sign, you know, I am a fire sign. I'm a Leo. So it's like, I understand doing things that feel like I'm just on autopilot and I'm not actually being lit up and passionate about the things that I'm doing. That means that I need to go to another direction, you know, and if you've been hearing that, definitely listen to pile number 2 as well, because I talked to them about having a redirection, and whether that's in career or whether it's friendship, relationship, whatever the case may be for you. You know, it needs to be a redirection into something else that will give you that passion, that will give you that ignition, you know, that's in the depth of you, because you have all this power that's buried within you. It's time for you to let it out for the world to see. And let love be your guide. Because if love is your guide, you will never fail. Do what gives you love. Do what brings you love. Be surrounded by love. Pour into others with love. So that will be in return poured into you. All right, but let's see what else pile number 2 needs to hear from me, from Spirit. All right, Spirit, what does pile number 2 need to hear? Okay, let me get, all right. We got 3 cards. So every pile has gotten 3 cards from here. So I'm loving the synchronicity. So if you've been seeing 333 a lot, pile number 3, then this is definitely the message for you. All right. So the first card came out, says patience. Second card says forgiveness. And the third card says strength. So yes, like I said, pile number 3, you just may be a fire sign. And if not, you might just have fire in your chart, heavy fire in your chart. I'm getting a lot of heavy fire energy and I'm here for it. I love the fire signs, okay? I love the passion. I love all of that, you know? So let's start off with patience. All right, so the first one, it says, congratulations, you have been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is a sort of option now afforded to you by greater patience. Can you believe it? Look at this. You're still reading and you haven't started getting annoyed yet. Imagine how this patience will transform your life. Imagine how easy it will be to go to the post office. Come on, okay? Like, I love these little messages. They're so cute and funny. But it's so true. Like, even I've been receiving that as a fellow fire sign. Okay, I've been receiving, like, okay, it's patience, you know, like it's time for patience. It's time for me to wait in a sense, but it's not even just waiting. It's time for me to just sit and see, you know, sit and observe. Because if you have all these questions like, what is my passion, what am I passionate about, what is my purpose here on earth, then it's time for you to sit with yourself and wait on spirit to tell you what it is, to show you what it is. You know, you need time to receive those answers, because spirit is not going to be able to give you those answers if you're constantly, you know, doing all these things, doing all these different projects and not finishing them, and you're just being distracted by all these outside energies and stuff like that. How can spirit give you the answers? Because you're distracted. So you need to be in a place where you're able to receive those answers and receive those downloads to understand what's next. You know, you don't need to know the bigger picture. You don't need to know the full, you know, full goal or whatever. It's what's the next season, and spirit will definitely tell you what the next season is. Okay, so it's all about being patient. I know, like, you want this fire, you know, us fire sign, we like, I just want to just shine and like, boom, like, you know, like we always want our passion to be ignited all the time, but it's just like there's different seasons for that. You know, there's going to be seasons where we need to rest and we need to prepare for that season for us to be booming out here, for us to be, you know, showing up as the fire signs that we are, as the full embodiment of fire. All right, but right now in this season, it's time for patience. And now the next card is forgiveness. It says congratulations. Look at all these congratulations. Like, because congratulations, okay, fire sign, you deserve this, okay? It says, you are being given one of the most powerful superpowers there is, forgiveness. Imagine that you've been bitten by a radioactive forgiver. The point is, you suddenly have the ability to forgive people for their flaws, their bad days, their unkind moments, and their mistakes. And the best thing about forgiveness is that you can apply it to yourself too. Have fun wielding your new power, but remember, with great forgiveness comes great inner peace. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm getting is a lot of you guys are healing right now. So I'm getting that this is why it's called for patience. You know, the divine wants you to heal your heart. The divine wants you to heal all those past heartbreaks and stuff like that that you haven't really like faced in this moment, you know, like you haven't faced them. You just been doing. And it's time for you to sit down and actually face what those heartbreaks did to you, you know, internally. You know, it's time for you to forgive those people that caused you heartbreak. It's time for you to forgive yourself for going through it, you know, for staying too long, whatever the case may be for you. You have to forgive so you can move on. So that's why in this time period of you preparing for your next season, of you stepping out, these things you have to do. You have to be patient and you have to, you know, forgive, because it takes time for your heart to heal. All right, pile number 3. Okay, so it takes time for your heart to heal. And with the last card being strength, I'm here for this, okay? Y'all already know in the tarot, the strength card is definitely fire sign. Fire has been all through this reading, and I'm loving it, okay? All right, so strength, it says, you are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a six pack. Okay, listen, Spirit, I ain't got no six pack. Okay. But I'm saying, listen, though, as far as we do be having some great hair, okay? But, regardless of the sign, if this message resonates, then you are resilient. You have persevered. You have pushed through all the battles and all of these things, but you haven't had time to sit down and sit with yourself and internalize those feelings. It was more so like you just like, oh, it's a battle. Like, let me just go ahead and fight. Let me do what I always do is fight, survive. And yes, you do have the strength. Yes, you are a warrior. Yes, you are these things. Yes, you are strong. But in a sense, you have to be strong with those emotions, because a lot of times we can forget that we have to go through these emotions. We have to feel these emotions. And those be the things that we be afraid of feeling, because we're scared of how hard it will be on us. We're scared of how much it will be a toll on us, so we don't want to face those emotions. And it's just like, that's the very thing that you need to do to be strong. Because if you don't feel those emotions, then it's not, in a sense, it's not you being strong. It's you being scared, you being a coward. And not to call you a coward. I'm just saying it's the act of being a coward. So in this time period, in this preparation period, if the divine is sitting you down, it's time for you to sit down and forgive yourself and others. It's time for you to feel your emotions and allow those emotions to flow through you. Don't let them hinder you. Like you said, we already know you're strong. We know you're strong physically. We know you're strong, with these battles, and you've been handling these battles. But now it's time for you to be strong with these emotions. All right, pile number 3. And it will be hard, but it will get easier every time you decide to face and feel your emotions. All right, so now pile number 3, let's see what the tarot says for you guys, okay? All right, Spirit, what does pile number 3 need to hear right now? Okay. Okay. Wow. So literally everything that I've been saying with the 8 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Swords, and the 3 of Cups. So look at these 3 cards. Like, take a moment to look at these 3 cards. So we have the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords, she is literally looking at her reflection and she's just like, I'm stuck. Like, I am held captive. In actuality, you see her like outside of that reflection and she's actually free. So her seeing herself stuck is an illusion. And especially like if regarding like karmic cycles and stuff like that, like these people, places, and things that no longer serve us anymore, and we feel like we're just on autopilot and we've just been doing and not actually sitting down with ourselves and trying to internalize, why do we feel stuck? Why are we in heartbreak with the 9 of Swords? Why can't we sleep at night? Because there's always an internal reason as to why. It's always a reason. So it's like it's up to us to like look within and figure out what that reason is. Face those emotions. Is it abandonment issues? Is it mother issues, father issues, whatever the case may be. And with the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles upright is, she's stressed, depressed. She's worried about not having pentacles. She's worried about not having the abundance that she wants, that she truly desires, And in actuality, she's stuck in this dark place, but all she has to do is look up and see the light. Look up and see those pentacles that's right there. The same thing with the 8 of Swords. All she has to do is envision herself without those strings, without those blindfolds, without those handcuffs on her. All she has to do is envision herself without that. but she's choosing to see herself in captivity. She's choosing to stay in the dark. I'm taking it as reverse, because now that you've gotten out of this place, I feel like you're now seeing how much power you have, how much fire that is ignited in you. And now it's time for you to see those pinnacles. It's time for you to walk into the light. And by you taking this time to, have patience and forgive and conjure up your strength, your power, you're able to walk into the light. You're able to be aligned with people that pour into you just as much as you pour into them. Living in harmony. 3 of Cups. And that can be even with yourself, mind, body, and soul. Those can be those 3 if it's not actual physical friends. It can just be in alignment with yourself, mind, body, and soul. They're in harmony. They're living in peace. They're not stressed and depressed. They're not worried about past mistakes. They forgave themselves. They forgave others that done them wrong, because you have the strength. Pile number 3. You have fire all within you. And if you don't have a lot of fire in you, it's just the fact that you are the embodiment of fire. Sometimes you don't need to see it. You just know, like the way you move, how you act, it's just more, it's based off of passion. Even if you have water in you, it can be based off of passion, like, because those are emotions, Water is very strong, Water can wipe all this shit out. You feel me? So in a sense, it's take it how it resonates, but also take it in a way, look at a different perspective of things. Because a lot of times we just say like, oh, I'm like this. I don't really have the strength to do this. And you're categorizing yourself as that. You're placing all these identifications on yourself, but it's just like you do have it. It's just a matter of if you want to. If you want to take yourself out of that karmic cycle, if you want to do the work to self-heal, if you want to forgive, if you want to be patient, it's just a matter of that. But pile number 3, that is all I have for you guys today. If this message resonates, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And also share to anybody you feel may need to hear this message right now. I will see you guys next time. Y'all stay flowing, glowing, and growing. Bye.